今日もお付き合いいただきありがとうございます。今日の主なニュースを英語でお送りします。
A tanker carrying U.S.-produced crude oil has arrived in Japan. This alternative supply is due to difficulties in transporting oil from the Middle East, caused by the situation in Iran and the blockade of the Strait of Hormuz. Japan is seeking new sources amidst regional tensions.
An armed man has been arrested after a shooting at the White House Correspondents Association dinner. The suspect was identified as Cole Thomas Allen, 31, from California. Authorities are investigating the incident. The report did not specify if there were any injuries from the shooting.
A man was arrested on April 26th in Mihama Town, Aichi Prefecture, for allegedly stealing a fire truck. He is suspected of setting a trash can on fire in a station's women's restroom. Police believe he then stole the arriving fire truck to escape.
A forest fire in Otsuchi Town, Iwate Prefecture, continues on its fifth day, April 26th. About 1,373 hectares have burned, increasing by 92 hectares. Over 1,500 emergency and self-defense forces personnel are battling the blaze. Containment is not yet in sight, and the fire is spreading towards residential areas.
A forest fire started in Kitakata City, issued Fukushima Prefecture on the morning of April 26th. Firefighters are battling the strong blaze. Kitakata City issued evacuation orders for 178 households, totaling 458 people around 2 p.m. due to the ongoing fire.
A man in his 50s was attacked by a bear in a Fukushima City forest on April 26th while foraging with his wife. He suffered injuries to both legs. His wife was unharmed. The bear, approximately 1 meter long, escaped. The man's injuries are not life-threatening.
President Trump canceled sending special envoys to Pakistan on April 25th for talks to end the Iran conflict. Iran's foreign minister had already departed, preventing a second direct meeting. Trump cited high travel costs and Iran's peace proposal as insufficient, making peace prospects more uncertain.
Prolonged price increases are severely impacting pension recipients in Japan. Rising rents are adding to their difficulties, forcing some to use savings. A 67-year-old is doing gap jobs and a 79-year-old seeks any work due to rent increases. Many say they cannot manage without strict budgeting.
U.S. State Department legal advisor Reed Rubenstein claims President Trump's actions against Iran are self-defense, initiated to protect ally Israel. However, over 100 international law experts argue the conflict violates the UN Charter, stating there is no evidence of an imminent threat from Iran.
Hokkaido police searched the home of a man in Asahikawa City on April 26th. The man, a city employee in his 30s working at Asahiyama Zoo, confessed to disposing of his wife's body in the zoo's incinerator. Police are now investigating the incinerator, suspecting the body may have been burned.
次は社会のニュースです。
On the morning of April 26th, a man in his 50s was picking wild vegetables in a forest in Fukushima City when he was attacked by a bear. He sustained injuries to his leg. The bear reportedly left the scene after the attack. Police are now cautioning residents to avoid the area due to the continued presence of bears.
A forest fire in Otsuchi Town, Iwate Prefecture, entered its fifth day on April 26th and continues to spread. According to prefectural and town officials, an estimated 1,373 hectares have burned as of Saturday morning. Authorities are working to contain the expanding blaze, which has affected a large area of forest.
A forest fire broke out in Kitakata City, Fukushima Prefecture, on the morning of April 26th. Firefighters are battling the blaze, which remains intense, Due to the fire's strength, Kitakata City issued an evacuation order after 2 p.m. for 178 households, totaling 458 people in the affected area.
National universities are expanding women-only quotas in science and engineering faculties to encourage diverse talent. The number of such programs will increase from 4 universities in 2023 to 35 by 2026. However, this move sparks debate, with some questioning if it truly promotes diversity or if academics should remain purely merit-based.
Nursing schools nationwide are experiencing a shortage of students, despite nursing being a popular profession. In 2024, the demand for nurses was 2.5 times higher than the supply, meaning multiple medical institutions compete for each nurse. This situation highlights a growing concern in the healthcare sector regarding staffing.
During the April 20th earthquake, tsunami warnings caused severe traffic jams as people evacuated by car. Analysis of location data and resident accounts on April 26th confirmed this. The congestion was worsened by coinciding with evening rush hour. In Aomori's Hachinohe City, a 15-minute drive took 30 minutes due to the standstill.
The Japan Ground Self-Defense Force held a funeral service at a base in Oita for a member who died in a tank accident. The Minister of Defense attended the ceremony. The service honored the fallen member, with officials and colleagues paying their respects to the individual's service and sacrifice.
On April 26th morning, police searched the home of a 30-year-old male staff member from旭山Zoo. The man confessed to abandoning his wife's body in the zoo's incinerator, stating he burned it for several hours. His wife has been missing since late March. Police are conducting a careful investigation into the case.
On April 26th, a 50-year-old zookeeper at Kumamoto City Zoological Garden was knocked down by a rhinoceros, fracturing his skull and neck. The incident occurred around 11 a.m. during breeding preparations, when a male rhino weighing over 1,000 kilograms encountered the keeper due to an unsecured gate. His injuries are not life-threatening.
Water meter thefts are increasing across Japan, including Tokyo and Shizuoka, likely due to rising copper prices. Thieves are targeting vacant public housing units, making detection difficult. In Shizuoka City, 89 meters were stolen from 4 complexes, causing 340,000 yen in damage. Water leaks from removed meters sometimes expose the crimes.
次はビジネス関連のニュースです。
A tanker carrying U.S. crude oil has arrived in Japan. This comes as an alternative procurement, making up for difficulties in transporting oil from the Middle East. The situation in Iran has made shipments challenging, including concerns over a potential blockade of the Strait of Hormuz. Japan is diversifying its energy sources.
An Osaka company is suing the government and the Japan Pension Service. It claims the company faces bankruptcy due to the pension office's aggressive collection of employees' pension payments. This occurred despite a legally established grace period. A private survey by the struggling company into national pension offices reportedly revealed surprising results.
Japan's prolonged price increases are severely impacting pension recipients. Rising rents are adding to the burden, forcing some to deplete their savings. Many pensioners, including a 67-year-old doing part-time work and a 79-year-old seeking any job, state that rigorous saving is essential to maintain their livelihoods. The reality of pension life is increasingly difficult.
Japan and South Korea are establishing a new framework for vice-ministerial talks between foreign affairs and defense officials. Their first 2+2 meeting is planned for early next month in Seoul. Both governments aim to strengthen security cooperation, specifically considering the regional activities of China and North Korea.
A working group discussed reducing consumption tax on food items. While some supported it as reasonable for low-income households, organizations raised concerns. These included the potential burden on businesses and the financial impact. The ruling party is now working to address these concerns and reassure stakeholders about the proposed tax reduction.
The U.S. Treasury Department sanctioned China's Hengli Petrochemical for purchasing billions of dollars of Iranian crude oil. Around 40 shipping companies and vessels, part of a shadow fleet evading U.S. sanctions, were also targeted. China opposes these illegal unilateral sanctions, urging the U.S. to stop abusing them against Chinese companies.
Japan's government is considering proposing to strengthen protection for U.S. military facilities, with Japan covering the costs. This will be part of host nation support negotiations this summer. The aim is to boost resilience, minimizing damage and maintaining functions during an attack. This move could increase Japan's financial contribution, potentially to appease President Trump.
Tokyo Electric Power Company Holdings is reportedly appointing Kisuke Yoku, president of the Innovation Network Corporation of Japan, as its next chairman. Current chairman Yoshimitsu Kobayashi will retire. TEPCO is seeking capital alliances with external companies. Yoku's experience in business restructuring is expected to refresh TEPCO's management and aid its partnership strategies.
Mazda will end domestic production of its compact car, the Mazda 2, this summer. Sales will cease once current stock is depleted, closing a history that began with the popular Demio. With SUVs gaining popularity over compact cars, Mazda plans to review its sales strategy. However, overseas production and sales of the Mazda 2 will continue.
Japan's Immigration Services Agency tightened requirements for the business manager resident status last October. Previously, 5 million yen capital or 2 full-time employees were sufficient. Now, applicants must meet all conditions: 30 million yen capital, at least 1 full-time employee, Japanese language proficiency, and proven business knowledge or over 3 years of management experience.
では、スポーツニュースをお伝えします。
Hanshin Tigers player Chikamoto was injured during a game against Hiroshima at Koshin Stadium on April 26th. He was hit by a pitch near his left wrist and had to leave the game. The incident caused an uproar in the stadium with shouts from the stands. Onodera entered the game as a pinch runner for Chikamoto.
Sumo wrestler Enho made an emotional return after partial spinal cord paralysis left him bedridden. He dropped to the Jonokuchi rank but has now regained his Sekitori status. Enho, 31, cried, saying he never thought such a day would come. His comeback is considered a historic moment in sumo.
Boxers Naoya Inoue and Shunto Nakatani will clash for the super bantamweight title on May 2nd at Tokyo Dome. During public training, Inoue showed dynamic, sharp movements demonstrating his strong coordination. Nakatani, however, appeared calm and confident after intense training in the U.S. Experts describe their contrasting styles as dynamic versus calm.
Hirofusa Matsuzawa, a 27-year-old player from the University of Hawaii, has signed an undrafted free agent contract with the NFL's Las Vegas Raiders. The university announced the signing on its official social media on April 25th, Japan time. Matsuzawa had aimed to enter the NFL but was not selected in the draft.
Lotte Marines pitcher Atsuki Tanamichi suffered a severe injury during a game on April 25th, tearing his left Achilles tendon. Tanamichi, who led the team with 9 wins last season, has been removed from the player roster. This injury means he will be out of play for a long time.
Dodgers pitcher Roki Sasaki earned his first win of the season against the Cubs. He started the game, giving up 4 runs and 3 home runs in less than 6 innings. Despite his performance, strong offensive support from the Dodgers lineup helped him secure the victory.
Blue Jays player Kazuma Okamoto helped end his team's losing streak on April 25th against the Guardians. He hit his 5th home run of the season, his second in 2 consecutive games. Okamoto contributed 2 hits and 2 RBIs, playing a key role in the team's victory.
Japan national volleyball team attacker Ran Takahashi, 24, is expected to move to powerhouse Lublin in the Polish league. He will leave Suntory Sunbirds at the end of this season. Takahashi, who has Italian league experience, joined Suntory in 2024 and competed in the 2021 Tokyo and 2024 Paris Olympics.
Cubs outfielder Seiya Suzuki, 31, had his second 3-hit game of the season against the Dodgers on April 25th. He hit a go-ahead solo home run, his 4th of the season, off pitcher Roki Sasaki. Suzuki's powerful hit off a 158 km/h fastball marked his first home run against Sasaki in their career matchups.
Following a professional baseball umpire's head injury from a bat, the Tokyo Big Six Baseball League now provides helmets for its home plate umpires. On April 25th, umpires wore them in 2 Jingu Stadium games. Though optional for Big Six, these helmets address safety concerns, especially after professional baseball mandated their use due to a serious incident.
続いて、国際ニュースです。
A 31-year-old man, armed with multiple weapons, rushed a security checkpoint near a White House dinner attended by President Trump on April 25th. A shooting occurred. President Trump was safely evacuated, and 1 Secret Service officer was injured but is safe. The suspect was arrested, and the dinner was canceled.
President Trump canceled sending envoys to Pakistan on April 25th for talks with Iran. He cited high costs and an insufficient peace proposal. Iranian Foreign Minister Arakchi had already departed, so a second direct meeting did not happen. Trump criticized infighting in Iran's leadership on social media.
The Chernobyl nuclear accident marks its 40th anniversary. A report notes that the steel shelter for Unit 4 was damaged by a Russian drone attack in February 2025. The article states that this worst historical accident has no end in sight, and current threats are delaying its decommissioning process.
The NPT review conference opens with concerns about a global nuclear arms race and deep divisions. Members question if it can halt nuclear expansion. The Trump administration's strategy includes modernizing nuclear forces. Last October, President Trump also surprised the world by posting about instructing nuclear weapons tests.
Russia's lower house announced on April 25th that Speaker Volodin will visit North Korea. He is scheduled to attend the opening ceremony of a memorial hall. This memorial will honor North Korean soldiers who were dispatched to Russia.
Russia's military invasion of Ukraine continues with ongoing fighting across the country. Many civilians have evacuated abroad. This report details the situation on April 25th, covering combat developments and related diplomatic actions concerning the Ukraine crisis.
U.S. crude oil arrived in Tokyo Bay on April 26th, procured by a major Japanese refiner. This marks the first alternative procurement since the worsening Iran situation raised concerns about stable oil supply, especially after the de facto blockade of the Strait of Hormuz.
Ukrainian President Zelensky met with Azerbaijani President Aliyev in Azerbaijan on April 25th. They agreed to promote cooperation in defense and other areas. This agreement aims to strengthen bilateral ties and security partnerships.
The Gaza Strip held its first election in 20 years on April 25th, after 2 years of conflict. Voters hoped for improved humanitarian conditions and reconstruction. Results are expected on April 26th, determining who will govern the region.
President Trump held a press conference on the April 25th shooting near the White House dinner. He condemned the incident where an armed suspect rushed a checkpoint as an attack on the Constitution. Trump also posted a video of the event on social media.
続いて、文化・芸能ニュースをお伝えします。
Artist Katsuyuki Shinohara, known as Kuma-san the Artist, passed away on April 17th in Nara at 84 due to pneumonia. Born in Sapporo, he was famous for stage art in the 1970s and later as the Iron Artist. He appeared on popular TV shows, recognized by his shaved head and friendly nature. His funeral will not be held as per his wishes.
The second match of the 84th Meijin-sen Shogi tournament started on April 25th in Aomori. Meijin Sodafuji, 23, a 6-crown holder, is challenging Tetsuro Itodani 9 Dan, 37. This 2-day match, concluding on April 26th, began with an intense battle leading to a sealed move.
Japan's Supreme Court issued its first ruling on copyright infringement for mass-produced practical goods. In a dispute between a Norwegian and Japanese company over children's chairs, the court ruled that copyright infringement for such items is only acknowledged in exceptional cases. This clarifies the legal stance on design protection for everyday products.
A new Netflix program, Black Auction, Forbidden Bidding, starring TV personality Matsuko Deluxe, has been canceled. Matsuko revealed that the production halt was due to her hospitalization. She described the situation as all unfortunate, expressing disappointment over the program's cancellation.
Hokuto Matsumura from Six Tones will take on his first solo lead role in a terrestrial TV drama. He will star in the NTV Saturday drama Confession, 25 Years of Secret, starting in July. Matsumura will play Soda Yukimura, a character who has loved one woman for 25 years.
Voice actor and actor Kenjiro Tsuda has finished his role as narrator for TBS's Joho 7 Days newscaster. Tsuda, 54, served for 5 years starting in January 2021 and made his final live broadcast appearance on April 25th. He mentioned feeling a bit sad to leave the program.
World-renowned American conductor Michael Tilson Thomas passed away at 81 on April 22nd at his San Francisco home. He died from glioblastoma, an aggressive brain tumor. Thomas was the music director for the San Francisco Symphony for 25 years and also served as artistic director for Sapporo's Pacific Music Festival.
Dance group Exile held their first Tokyo Dome concert in over 3 years, featuring BZ guitarist Tak Matsumoto. Celebrating their 25th anniversary, Exile announced additional Dome concerts in November, Saitama, and December, Osaka. Veteran members Matsu USA and Makadai will also participate in these special anniversary performances.
Actress Kana Hashimoto denied online rumors about her NHK Kohaku Uta Gassen costumes. On X, she clarified that specific colors were assigned, like wear yellow for kimono, to match the key visual. She added that color overlaps can happen even without instructions. Hashimoto has hosted the show for 3 consecutive years.
A Ministry of Justice expert panel confirmed that human voices have legal rights against unauthorized use, similar to faces and appearances. This protection, based on personality and publicity rights, aims to address issues like AI-generated voices. The panel will create guidelines for civil liability by this summer, clarifying how existing laws apply.
今日のニュースは以上です。 最後までお付き合いいただき、ありがとうございました。おやすみなさい。